Hello everyone, so we're going to do a channeled message for you. I only just got home 3 hours ago from my trip. I had the best time in Sydney. It was so nice, it was so refreshing, it was exactly what I needed, and it was so beautiful. And so I'm going to do a message for you guys because we're in Libra season. Scorpio season is going to be here before we know it. There are 2 eclipses that are occurring, and I feel like a huge chapter in our life is closing. And in this moment, okay, you need to trust in your divine timing, because there is some type of divine intervention that is taking place. If you're seeing this video, there is a divine intervention that is taking place in your life, and this is not a block that you've created. It is a block that's been put in place to protect you. It's kind of like there being like a little bit of a blockage where when you try to hear things, it's a little bit muffled. You can't hear quite as clearly, you know? It's almost like it's a little bit foggy. And instead of this being something that hinders you, I actually feel like this is actually a really good thing that's happening right now. And it's almost, in a way, it's like Spirit's trying to heed you. It's like it's giving you the warning, you know? It's time to listen. It's time to integrate. It's time to listen. And so when you can't hear yourself think, and this is where like the muffled hearing is coming through as well, when you can't hear yourself think, you can't think yourself into a bad situation, you can't think yourself into self-doubt, you can't think yourself into chaos, you just can't think. And so I feel like Spirit has put you in a divine place, and perhaps if you continue to not listen, then that hearing or that block is going to remain there until you do, until you surrender. I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse you guys, but that's just the message that's coming through. It's like a divine block has been put in your place in order for you to stop and listen. Stop and do whatever you need to do. Like, you guys have been getting the signs about what you need to do, or I was about to say who you need to do. Let's not go there. What you need to do, what you need to be doing, where you need to be going, whatever. And so yeah, you're being protected at this time. The thing that just came to me as well is like, you've been climbing a mountain for what feels like centuries, and some of you need rest. You need to rest. You need to rest your soul. You need to rest your spirit. And for some of you might be working through a lot of like narratives around, if like I'm not doing work, or if I'm not showing up, then I'm not going to reap the benefits. I'm not going to reap or get that type of fruition that I want, that money. And I feel like that type of thinking has only served a purpose in your life up until this point, and now it's time for you to adapt, to shift, to change, to understand that maybe that isn't true anymore. You know, maybe in doing less, you actually receive more, because you're choosing to honor yourself. You're choosing to honor the vessel that is allowing you to do this. And so if you are a messenger of God, if you are a healer, if you are someone that has stepped into embracing your spiritual side and embracing this purpose that you feel you have, then maybe this next part of your journey, which when I say this as well, it could be a matter of days, it could be a month, it could be a couple weeks, but it's like when you embrace it, time tends to go a lot quicker, because you're listening. Like, you're listening to your own intuition. You're listening to your spirit guides and what they're wanting to show you. And so I feel as if what you used to chase in the past is now going to be chasing you. And the words that I heard this weekend, specifically these words, and I was like, what the fuck is that about? But specifically I heard the wording that I didn't understand before, but I do now. I didn't understand before, but I do now. And the first thing that I came up is that, yeah, the first thing that came up was this is either a person that has almost written you off, you know? They never really understood why you chose to go down a certain path, why you chose to do certain things. They've never really understood you, and so they kind of wrote you off, you know? They didn't really believe in what you believed, which they don't have to, but it's like they almost kind of didn't think you would ever be successful or actually make this into something that is creating a legacy or creating success, or giving you security to be like, this is what I do for a living, this helps me like do what I need to do, make my dreams come to fruition. And for others of you, this could be potentially a twin flame or a connection where they didn't understand what it meant and they're getting it now. So let's pull some cards. But yeah, that's what I feel like it is. It's like, look at that little contract. On one side, it's like rising above the fray, balancing act, completion. Yes, okay. Yeah, on one side, it's like a person, twin flame or love connection, that they didn't understand the connection that you had together. They didn't understand it. You know, maybe they've just started delving into, you know, what is a twin flame? What is this? What am I feeling? You know, and they're starting to go through this path of like understanding and realizing that, holy shit, this is something here. I missed this before, but and something about this is like resonating right now. And then the other side of it is just like, it's external parties that are not serving a purpose anymore. It's almost like you're stepping into a realm of becoming unstoppable, and before that happens, you need to stop. It's like, gotta get some rest, because there's a new contract that is coming in for you. And I feel like in a way, the way that they're asking me to describe it that might help you with getting rest is kind of, I guess, putting yourself in a space of, what if someone gave you a contract and they were like, listen, for the next like 2 weeks or 90 days, we need you to just rest. Don't worry about anything. Don't stress. Just rest. Just use this time to like work on you, work on your body, your mind, your spirit. Go out and do what you need to do. Live your life. Like, do whatever you need to do, you know, whether this is 2 weeks or 90 days. After that, then you can step into this new chapter, okay? You're gonna have that security, you're gonna have that money, you're gonna have that job, like the contract's written up. We just need you to sign it, okay? So after this 90-day period, you're gonna step into a new beginning, okay? You're gonna have new offers coming through, a new position that you're gonna be filling. That's all guaranteed for you. You just need to sign the contract. If that happened to you, and you know, oh, okay, cool, I'm having like a little bit of a break where I'm getting to work on myself, but everything else is guaranteed, so I don't have to worry about like money or any of that, because contract signed. Like it's already coming my way, it's already happening. I feel like Spirit is saying and asking me to tell you this, to give you your sign, okay? This is your sign that what you want is coming, and there's no need for you to stress for it. And it's thinking in this way that is allowing you to move closer to this new contract, this new destiny that's opening up for you. But yeah, that's the way they kind of wanted me to describe it. So the way that I see this is like, there is so much abundance that is coming through for you, okay? It's almost this feeling of your life beginning to make sense for the first time, and just so much happiness wanting to stream down and light up your world. So take this as your sign to trust in divine timing, okay? It all means something. You might be in a place for a reason, and maybe sometimes it's about stopping yourself from trying to figure it out and just allowing yourself to be a part of it so it can just fall into place. Allow things to fall into place without you controlling it. Just let it happen, you know? Let it happen. As much as we want to avoid the heartbreak or the dishonesty or certain people or certain experiences, sometimes those are the experiences that we need to go through to get to our manifestation, to get to what's ours. Sometimes we have to encounter those challenges or those people or those things because they open more of ourselves up. They allow us to be revealed in a newer way, in a newer level. You know, it's like peeling back the layers of the onion. Sometimes spirit will put you in a situation that you don't quite understand, that maybe you don't even want, but it's happening and you're having to overcome it, or you're having to get through it. And so there is a new contract for you that is coming in. So whatever is happening right now, just tune in, okay? Just listen. Just listen. Oh God, yeah. Because instead of listening to your head, which is what you've been circling from for so long, some of you might be like recovering from like being in a lot of your divine masculine energy for the last few years. Instead of following your head this time, spirit is trying to teach you to follow your heart. It's trying to teach you to follow your heart. Because there are so many reasons to celebrate. There are so many reasons for you to be celebrating soon. You are a gift. And look, this is also happy announcements too. So some good news, okay? Yeah, it's almost like someone's pulling in on a ship. Something's pulling in. Yeah, whatever this contract is opening up for you, it's like something's pulling in, you know? It's almost like I don't know what it means when you like park your ship, but it's like someone's coming in. They're parking their ship. I know that's not the word for it, okay? Just don't come with me. Putting their ship down, they're putting their anchor down, and it's like they're here to stay for a while. They're here to stay for a while. So what is this? 3 of Michael, and we also have the 8 of Raphael. And then we have the Ace of Michael. Some of you are going to be stumbling on a new idea, stumbling on something else, okay? You might think there's a better way, but Spirit knows there's actually a better way. You might think you have the better way. Spirit actually knows where that better way is leading, and they're like, no, let me stop you there. Let's head this way. And you're all like, oh, this is uncomfy. I don't listen. I won't do that. Like, I know what I'm doing. And instead they're going, no, stop abusing the power. Stop abusing that intuition. Okay? Listen. Shut the fuck up and listen. Maybe not in those words, but those are the words I'm giving it to you in. Okay? Quiet the mind. Shut the fuck up and follow where you're being called. Whew. Yeah, a lot of abundance. There's a lot of abundance coming. I feel like for some of you, you're like a lot of money. I don't know why this is coming through. It's like you're going to have an abundance of like wealth. And I feel like from what you've come from, it's like you've learned how to live without it. You learn how to live within your means. And it's like this overabundance that's coming in. It's almost as if you're going to be creating like your own community. You're going to be creating something from this that is helping other people. Yeah. Six of Michael, Page of Michael. A lot of Michael energy coming out. A lot of Michael energy. Going back to that contract again. Yeah, this idea, this new season you're stepping into after this period of rest is going to be very successful. I actually don't think you realize how successful it's going to be, because I feel like you're so used to doing things a certain way that you're going to think, oh God, it's going to be so incredibly hard. But the way this comes in almost feels easy. Okay, when it's your time, it's your time. You're going to fucking know it. Things are just going to fall into place. Almost like all those stars are going to start lining up, and it's not your work, it's God's work, it's Spirit's work. They're like, yeah, okay, she's learned the lesson, she's done the things, she's listening. Let's open up that portal, let's open up that gate. So for some of you, this is the end of a very dark tunnel that you have been a part of. But you're about to be unstoppable, and I feel like as humble as you are and you have been, sometimes that humbleness can also be linked to a little bit people pleasing and allowing yourself to be held back because you don't feel like you're deserving of what you require, or not even what you require, you're not deserving of what you want, because you feel selfish if you're just taking it on your own. But you have to realize that most of this journey, you've actually had to encounter it alone. So it's like you want to take these people with you, but what's coming your way is for you, because the journey you traveled to get here was alone. And so you get to dictate who and what will be around you when God decides that your life will be completely unrecognizable in comparison to where you have come from. It gets to be about you first, and that's not a selfish thing. That doesn't have to be a thing where it's like, oh, I don't want to be that person, I don't want to be that girl, I don't want to be this. But this is about your happiness and your fulfillment. You know, you need to experience it yourself first before you can give to others. Because you've spent so many cycles in your life, and maybe even previous lives, giving to others first. And it's like you've had this burnout on your fucking soul for centuries. It's like so many of your past lives, you have never been able to conquer the burnout. And it's almost like this life is moving so slow because it's like your soul needed a fucking rest. It needed to just like breathe and be. And this is where you're doing it. I feel like you broke a generational pattern earlier this year. You broke a generational pattern earlier this year that is guaranteed that your next life will be different. You broke something in this lifetime. You broke yourself out of a pattern, out of a lifestyle, out of some form of trauma that those before you could never do. And so your next life will be very different. You may not even reincarnate with the same people that you are around right now, because that lesson has already been learned. It's time for something new. So yeah, ton of abundance, a lot of abundance. Fortune's Wheel, last card that came out. Fortune's Wheel. Oh, I think I'll do the twin flame reading after this one. So we'll tap into that twin flame, energy that came through, and I'll tap into the cards about that on the next one. So if that's what you want to hear, go and head over there now.